Learning English, the podcast.
Hey, English learners. Welcome back to the Learning English podcast.
I'm Edu.
And I'm Carol. And today we need to talk about something that still makes my hands sweat just thinking about it.
Oh, no, what happened?
So 3 years ago, I had this job interview for a senior engineer position. Everything was going okay until the interviewer asked me that classic question, "Tell me about yourself." And I just froze.
Oh, no, I've been there.
My mind went completely blank. I started translating from Arabic to English in my head, word by word. And what came out was this long, confusing mess about my childhood, my university, random projects. I saw the interviewer's face, and I knew I'd lost the job right there.
That's brutal. I remember my first interview in English. I prepared so much, but when they ask, "What are your weaknesses?" I panicked and said, "I'm a perfectionist." The interviewer just smiled politely, and I knew that was the worst possible answer.
Exactly. And here's the thing. It wasn't about our English level. It was about not knowing what to say and how to structure our answers.
Right. So today, we're going to teach you exactly what to say in a job interview in English. Not just grammar, but the actual strategies that work.
We'll cover the 5 questions you'll definitely be asked, how to structure your answers so you sound confident and clear, and the fatal mistakes that can cost you the job.
And at the end, we'll break down key vocabulary words, so stay until the end.
This episode could be the breakthrough you've been waiting for, because honestly, once you know the formula, interviews become so much easier.
Let's be honest, if you're listening to this, you've probably felt that panic during an interview in English.
Absolutely. And I want you to know, everyone feels like that. Even native speakers get nervous in interviews.
But for Arabic speakers, there's an extra challenge, right?
Yes, because Arabic and English have completely different structures. In Arabic, we build sentences differently. We think differently.
And when you're nervous, your brain wants to go back to Arabic. You start translating in your head, and suddenly you're 3 sentences behind.
I totally get that. I used to do the same thing. I'd hear a question, translate it to Arabic, think of my answer in Arabic, then try to translate it back to English. By that time, there's this awkward silence, and the interviewer is just staring at me.
And then you panic even more.
Exactly. And here's what makes it worse. In our culture, there's this pressure to be perfect. We feel like if we make one grammar mistake, we failed.
But that's not true at all. I've been in interviews where my grammar wasn't perfect, but I got the job because I was prepared and confident.
That's so true. The interviewer isn't looking for perfect English. They're looking for clear communication and the right attitude.
So if you've ever frozen in an interview, if you've ever felt like your English wasn't good enough, if you've ever lost a job opportunity because you didn't know what to say,
you're in the right place because we've been there and we figured out how to fix it.
and if you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next episode.
All right, let's dive into the strategies that actually work.
So, Carol, what's the biggest mistake people make in English interviews?
Hands down, it's trying to translate in real time. Your brain can't handle that pressure.
So what's the solution?
Preparation blocks. Instead of memorizing full answers, you prepare building blocks that you can mix and match.
What do you mean by building blocks?
Okay, so let's say they ask, "Tell me about yourself." You don't memorize one long paragraph. Instead, you prepare 3 blocks: your current role, your key achievement, and why you're interested in this position.
Oh, that's smart. So you can adjust based on the conversation.
Exactly. For example, my current block is, I'm a civil engineer with 5 years of experience in infrastructure projects. That's it. Simple, clear, memorized.
And you can see that without thinking.
Right. Then my achievement block. Last year, I led a team that completed a bridge project 2 months ahead of schedule. Again, short and specific.
I love that. So you're not translating. You're just pulling out prepared blocks.
Exactly. And this brings us to the most powerful technique for interviews, the STAR method.
Okay, I've heard of this. Can you break it down?
STAR stands for situation, task, action, result. It's a framework for answering behavioral questions.
Like when they ask, "Tell me about a time you faced a challenge."
Exactly. Without STAR, people ramble, they give too much context, forget the point, and the interviewer gets lost.
So how does STAR work?
Let me give you a real example. Last month, I had an interview, and they asked, tell me about a time you solved a difficult problem.
Classic question.
So I used STAR. Situation: in my previous role, we had a project that was delayed by 3 weeks due to supplier issues. That's the context. One sentence.
Okay, so you set the scene quickly.
Then task. My task was to find an alternative solution without increasing the budget. Now they know what I was responsible for.
Got it. Then action?
Action: I researched local suppliers, negotiated with 3 companies, and found one that could deliver within 1 week at the same price.
So you're showing what you actually did.
Exactly. And finally, result. We got back on schedule, completed the project on time, and saved the company $5,000.
That's perfect. It's clear, structured, and shows your impact.
And the whole answer took maybe 45 seconds. Not too long, not too short.
I think that's key. A lot of people either give one-sentence answers or they talk for 5 minutes.
Right. STAR keeps you focused. Situation and task are quick context. Action is where you shine. Result is your proof.
So let's talk about the 5 questions you'll definitely be asked in almost every interview.
Yes. If you prepare these 5, you'll feel so much more confident.
Number 1, tell me about yourself.
This is usually the first question, and it sets the tone for the whole interview.
And people mess it up by talking about their whole life story.
Exactly. The interviewer doesn't want to know about your childhood or your hobbies. They want a professional summary.
So what's the formula?
3 parts: who you are now, your relevant experience, and why you're here. That's it.
Can you give an example?
Sure. I'm a civil engineer with 5 years of experience in infrastructure projects. I've led teams on bridge construction and road development, and I'm particularly proud of reducing project timelines by 15%. I'm here because I'm looking for a role where I can take on more leadership responsibilities, and your company's focus on sustainable infrastructure really excites me.
That's perfect. It's focused, relevant, and shows enthusiasm.
And it takes about 30 seconds. Quick and powerful.
Number 2, what are your strengths?
This one is easier, but you need to be specific. Don't just say, I'm hardworking or I'm a team player. Everyone says that.
So what should you do?
Pick 1 or 2 real strengths and back them up with evidence. For example, one of my key strengths is problem solving under pressure. In my last project, we faced unexpected soil issues that could have delayed us by a month. I worked with the geotechnical team to redesign the foundation, and we only lost 3 days.
So you're showing, not just telling.
Exactly. Evidence makes it real.
Number 3, what are your weaknesses?
Oh, this is the one everyone hates.
Because you don't want to say something that disqualifies you.
Right. So here's the strategy. Pick a real weakness, but show how you're working on it.
Can you give an example?
Sure. I used to struggle with delegating tasks because I wanted to make sure everything was perfect. But I realized that was slowing down my team. So I started using project management tools to assign tasks clearly and check in regularly without micromanaging. It's been a learning process, but my team's productivity has improved.
That's great because it shows self-awareness and growth.
Exactly. You're human, you have weaknesses, but you're actively improving.
Number 4, why do you want this job?
This is where you show you've done your research.
Don't just say, I need a job or the salary is good.
Right. You need to connect your goals with the company's mission. For example, I've been following your company's work on green building projects, and I'm really impressed by your commitment to sustainability. I want to be part of a team that's not just building structures, but building a better future. Plus, this role offers the leadership opportunities I'm looking for at this stage of my career.
So you're showing genuine interest and alignment.
Exactly. It's not just about what they can do for you, it's about what you can do together.
And number 5, do you have any questions for us?
Never ever say, no, I think you covered everything.
Why not?
Because it shows you're not really interested. Asking questions shows curiosity and engagement.
So what should you ask?
Ask about the team, the challenges, the growth opportunities. For example, what does success look like in this role in the first 6 months? Or what are the biggest challenges the team is facing right now? Or how does the company support professional development?
Those are great because they show you're thinking long-term.
Exactly. You're not just looking for any job, you're looking for the right fit.
Now, let's talk about something that's just as important as the words you say.
Yes, your body language and tone of voice.
Because you can say all the right things, but if your energy is low or you're looking down, it doesn't land.
Absolutely. I learned this the hard way. In one interview, I was so focused on getting my grammar right that I forgot to smile or make eye contact.
And that makes you seem uninterested or nervous.
Exactly. So here's what I do now. Before the interview, I do what's called power posing.
What's that?
You stand in a confident pose for 2 minutes, hands on hips, chest out, like a superhero. It sounds silly, but research shows it actually boosts your confidence.
Does it really work?
For me, yes. It shifts my mindset from I hope they like me to I'm here to show them what I can do.
I love that. What about during the interview?
Sit up straight, make eye contact, and smile. Even if it's a video interview, look at the camera, not the screen.
And speak at a moderate pace. Don't rush.
Right. When we're nervous, we tend to speed up, but speaking slowly makes you sound more confident and gives you time to think.
And if you need a moment to think, it's okay to pause.
Absolutely. You can say, "That's a great question. Let me think for a moment." That's way better than filling the silence with and
Now let's talk about what not to say in an interview.
Yes, because some things can instantly disqualify you.
Number 1, never badmouth your previous employer.
Even if they were terrible, even if you hated your job, don't do it.
Why?
Because it makes you look unprofessional and negative. The interviewer will think, is this person going to talk about us like this in the future?
So what should you say instead?
Focus on what you learned and why you're ready for a new challenge. For example, I appreciated the experience I gained, but I'm looking for a role with more opportunities for growth.
That's positive and forward-looking.
Number 2, don't focus only on salary and benefits.
I mean, we all care about money, but if that's the first thing you ask about,
It sends the wrong message. It says, I'm only here for the paycheck, not because I care about the work.
so when should you talk about salary?
Wait until they bring it up or until you're further along in the process. Focus first on the role, the team, the impact you can make.
Number 3, avoid using I think and maybe too much.
Yes, this is huge. When you say, I think I'm good at problem solving, or I could help with that, you sound unsure.
So what should you say?
Be direct. I'm good at problem solving, or I can help with that. Own your skills.
It's a small change, but it makes a big difference.
Number 4, don't give answers that are too long or too short.
What's too long?
If you're talking for more than 2 minutes without the interviewer engaging, you've lost them.
And too short?
One-word answers like yes or no don't give them anything to work with.
So aim for 30 seconds to 1 minute per answer.
Exactly. Enough to be thorough, but not so much that you ramble.
And number 5, don't lie or exaggerate.
This should be obvious, but people do it. They say they're fluent in a software they barely know, or they claim credit for a project they didn't lead.
And it always comes back to bite you.
Always. Either they'll find out during the interview, or you'll get the job and struggle because you can't deliver what you promised.
So be honest about your skills and experience.
You can say, I have basic experience with that software, but I'm a fast learner and excited to develop that skill further.
That's honest and shows willingness to grow.
Exactly. Interviewers respect honesty.
So to summarize everything we've talked about today,
First, stop translating in real time. Prepare building blocks of answers that you can use flexibly.
second, use a STAR method for behavioral questions: situation, task, action, result.
First, prepare answers for the 5 inevitable questions. Tell me about yourself, strengths, weaknesses, why this job, and your questions for them.
Fourth, pay attention to your body language and tone. Confidence is just as important as content.
And fifth, avoid fatal mistakes. Don't badmouth previous employers. Don't focus only on money. Don't use weak language. Don't ramble or give one-word answers. And never lie.
If you do these things, you'll walk into your next interview feeling prepared and confident.
And remember, your English doesn't need to be perfect. Your preparation does.
You're already making progress just by listening to this episode. Every small step counts.
So practice these techniques, record yourself answering these questions, get comfortable with your building blocks.
And trust yourself, you have valuable skills and experience. The interview is just about communicating that clearly.
Keep going. Start today. You've got this.
Now, we use some really interesting words today. Let's break down the key vocabulary.
First word, froze. This means to suddenly become unable to move or speak, usually because of fear or shock. For example, when the interviewer asked me a difficult question, I froze and couldn't think of an answer.
Second word, ramble. This means to talk for a long time in a confused or unclear way. For example, I started to ramble during the interview and forgot my main point.
Third word, building blocks. These are basic pieces that you combine to create something larger. For example, I prepared building blocks of answers so I could respond quickly in the interview.
Fourth word is behavioral. This describes questions about how you acted in past situations. For example, the interviewer asked me several behavioral questions about teamwork and problem solving.
Fifth word, framework. This is a basic structure that you use to organize information or ideas. For example, the STAR framework helps me structure my interview answers clearly.
Sixth word, disqualify. This means to make someone unsuitable or ineligible for something. For example, bad-mouthing your previous employer can disqualify you from getting the job.
Seventh word is delegating. This means giving tasks or responsibilities to other people. For example, I'm learning to improve my delegating skills so my team can work more efficiently.
Eighth word, micromanaging. This means controlling every small detail of someone's work, which can be frustrating. For example, I realized I was micromanaging my team, so I learned to trust them more.
Ninth word, self-awareness. This is the ability to understand your own feelings, strengths, and weaknesses. For example, showing self-awareness in an interview demonstrates that you're mature and willing to grow.
And 10th word, alignment. This means agreement or matching between two things. For example, I talked about the alignment between my career goals and the company's mission.
11th word is exaggerate. This means to make something seem larger, better, or worse than it really is. For example, don't exaggerate your skills in an interview because they'll find out the truth eventually.
And 12th word, breakthrough. This is a sudden, important discovery or development. For example, learning the STAR method was a breakthrough moment for my interview skills.
Try using them in your own sentences. Practice makes progress.
Thank you all for joining us today.
Remember, interviews aren't about perfect English. They're about clear communication, preparation, and showing your authentic self.
If this episode helped you today, we'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to our channel. It helps us keep creating content for you.
Your subscription means the world to us. By subscribing, you're joining a community of learners who support each other.
We'll see you next time on the Learning English podcast.
Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and your progress doesn't end here. Click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've selected for you.
See you soon, English learners. Take care.